everybody. This is Cindy and Destiny with Keep It Real podcast, and we're here today with Brock Boulder and the showstopper Ken. Dave.
What's up?
Oh,
How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I said the wrong name.
That's okay.
I'm all excited to talk about the Rumble. How about you all?
absolutely.
Sure. Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Where do we start?
First off, before we break anything down, what was your all's grade? What'd you give the whole thing?
Go ahead.
I give it a C at best. Like, I was not impressed in any way. I didn't think it lived up to. I mean, I thought it was gonna be hard to follow up, bringing back Randy and CM and all those guys. How do you follow up, an XPLE like that? But I just don't feel like the men's delivered. The women's Rumble was so much better, and so overall for me, it's a C. I mean, I don't give too much into it so we can talk a little more later, but C at the best.
Personally, for me, I give it a B plus. I don't think it was that bad, to be honest with you. I thought everything that we thought was going to happen did. I mean, no title change hands, which we thought with the U.S. title, which I thought was going to happen because I was kind of hoping for Kevin Owens. But I thought personally, I'm going to piggyback what you said, but I'm going to go opposite wise. I thought the men's bet was better than the women's, to be honest with you. That's just me. The women's was good. Don't get me wrong, but I thought the men's was, everything that they said was going to happen did, which was good between, the ending and the way it happened and everything. So the women's was good, but I thought the men's was just a little bit better. Just me.
Destiny? I thought the women's was better too. I agree with Brock's.
Okay.
It seemed like it just kept moving
Mm-hmm.
more. It seemed like the men's kind of lagged a little. It's like that the action would stop for a while. Plus,
Okay.
I was thrilled to see Liv Morgan back and Jade Cargill.
Without a doubt. I mean, seeing Jade and Liv was great. I mean, I didn't know that Liv was going to. Well, nobody did, but her coming out at 30 was very surprising to me. I didn't think it would be 30. I thought maybe in late 20s. I didn't think it'd be 30. But no, it was good. Very good.
I also kind of thought it had the biggest surprise
And what about-
with Jordan Grace, the women's. I think that was the biggest thing for it. And congratulations to her. I've got to share a locker room with her, and she's amazing. So congratulations to her. But
that's good stuff.
That was awesome. That was probably the best part for me of the whole night. Honestly, was seeing Jordan Grace go out there.
Yeah, surprising. I mean, she was a TNA, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
currently their champion.
That's what I heard, and I really thought that was good. But I was surprised that actually Triple H, I guess if it was Vince, I don't think he would let her in. But since it was Triple H, different situation. So
right,
yeah, her coming in I thought it was great. I really did. Kudos to her, and she put on a good show too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paul Spencer said, "I told you in group chat, Liv was in the house and ready. Inside info. LOL."
well, of course he'd be all over that. He's a Liv fan.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I was excited to see Braun Breaker too.
I heard some stories about Braun. I wasn't sure if I heard it was correct or not, but I heard he was taking Brock's place. Is that correct?
I've read the same thing. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I've read that same thing somewhere.
Okay.
I think Braun being in it was phenomenal, but I think he's been ready for the main roster for 12 months or more. That guy's so good.
Without a doubt. So
them to continue to tease us with him being, where we're going to see him on a weekly episode outside of NXT, I think they're they're teasing us to please us, which is the term of the business. But I think they're killing it. But I think it's to the point now where it's almost overkill. Give us Braun, let him run wild. I mean, especially it doesn't look like Brock's coming back, and with Punk being injured and Seth reportedly being injured and looking to spend some time on the shelf. Braun, this is the time right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, totally agree. But my question is to you guys, with Braun being in the Rumble the way he was, my question is, do you really think he wants to come up to the main roster, or does he want to stay with NXT? What do you guys think?
I think he wants to come up. I think it's time. I think he's done everything that he can in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Well,
time-
Yeah,
the reason why I
agree.
asked that question is because not to cut you off. The reason why I asked that question is because when who was it? Adam Cole was down in NXT. He never wanted to come up to the main roster, so I was kind of comparing that to that.
Well, I mean, it's a good point. I just feel like that Adam Cole too, though. If you think about the time that he was there, there probably wasn't a lot of room for him at the time on the main roster. But like I said earlier, with you got two big stars that are injured, I mean, and they're going to spend some time gone. Even because I think it's inevitable that Seth is going to drop the title with his knee being in the shape it's in. I think that with those two guys going to be gone for a hot minute, Braun, I think it's just the time. It's time to step him up here at this point. But I love the comparison though. I think that you're right. But I think Adam was probably probably get some backlash from this. I also don't think Adam. I don't think that Adam can carry Braun's jock. If I'm allowed to say that, honestly, I don't. I think Braun's better, personally.
I can agree to that. But
I don't want him to come on my podcast and throw a microphone at me like he did Pat McAfee or nothing. But I don't think he can carry. I just don't think he can carry Braun's jock.
I didn't realize that Braun Breaker was actually I think he's just Steiner's son. Is that correct? Did I hear that?
Yeah, Dogface Gremlin, buddy. Yep.
I thought I heard that. I read that the other day. I was I didn't even put two and two together, to be honest with you. I totally forgot about it.
I think that's awesome too, though, because he didn't ride on the coattails of Dad to get into the business. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know that, so I think that's awesome. You know, that
sure.
He didn't have to have that nepotism to get into the business. He's just really
not like Randy or other wrestlers. Right. I got it. Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Ken Fry. Hey, Ken. He said Braun Breaker is going to be a multi-time champ in the future.
I agree.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, he was NXT champ for how long? For a long time.
Yeah.
But
he's done a couple times too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. I mean, I'm happy for Braun Breaker, and if he does come up to the main roster, I mean, sometimes in the Rumble, they just add people in there, and then they'll just like go to the main roster for that night, and then take him back to NXT. So right. So, with a chance, do you guys think he will go back to the main roster, or do you think he's going to stay in NXT? What's he going to do? I mean, I'm just curious. I don't know.
Go ahead, Cindy. Go ahead.
I feel like that he's going to come to the main roster. They need him. If we're going to be honest about it, I think they need him, especially like what we're saying with so many being out.
Yeah, good point.
I think that I agree he's going to come, but I don't think it's going to be now. I think the best if I'm playing Triple H and I'm booking the show or I'm booking and I'm telling the stories here, I think it's going to be it should be after the Raw after Mania, because that's always the biggest Raw of the year. That Seth will probably be done at that point. Punk will still be on the shelf. Braun coming out and kind of making that jump, the Raw after WrestleMania, and laying down that he's here and that he wants gold. I think that's probably the best way to bring him in.
Gotcha.
It was me.
I did hear earlier tonight about the Punk injury, which was surprising to me. I had no clue that this actually happened, but I did hear that he might be still part of Mania. Maybe he'll be a commentary. What do you guys think?
I think he's the biggest star in the WWE right now. You got to have him in some capacity.
I mean, just to be there, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Cody wrestled a great match with a torn pec.
He did.
That
was a cage match, wasn't it?
Was it a cage match with Seth?
Hell in the Cell, I think it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Hell in Seth, yeah.
Yeah.
And he done with a torn pec. I mean, it was a great match too. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I sat in my living room thinking it was a work the whole time, but I was like, that's great makeup if it's a work.
Yeah.
It had been a work, obviously. So
no, it looked. I mean, it was nasty. I mean, the whole pec. That was pretty bad. Now that I think about it, that was Yep.
Paul Spencer said, "Let's be honest. R-Truth stole the show 3 times: Women's Rumble, and then waiting tag, and Men's Rumble. Lastly, saving Dom from Miz." Yes.
Listen, that hot tag from R-Truth. Listen, I was running around. I loved it. It was to me, it was the greatest part. I agree, Paul. It was probably the best part of Rumble. R-Truth won that. God, he's so good. Like, you talk about somebody that like found a niche to stay in the business and has turned it into a phenomenon. That's R-Truth. That's awesome.
It's funny because now I'm going to compare that to Kofi Kingston because normally in the Rumbles, Kofi does something spectacular. Yeah, jumps from the steel steps, or he didn't do it this year. I was surprised. I was kind of hoping for it because Kofi usually does it every year, and we didn't see it this time. And I thought maybe that was like R-Truth taking over for Kofi. You guys see the comparison there?
Yeah,
definitely.
Just thought I'd bring it up.
That's definitely no. I mean, yeah, and Kofi's. I think he's only one Rumble short of tying. Is it Kane for most consecutive or most all-time appearances?
That's actually, I think you're right. Yeah.
So and they done him justice. He was in there and got to do some stuff. He didn't, and when he was out though. There was no hope of saving him like he normally has that moment, like you said. But yeah, I mean, at least they're keeping him in there though. To keep that streak alive. I think if Kofi deserves nothing else, which I think he deserves the moon because I love him, but I think he deserves that streak of most Rumbles.
I totally agree. Totally. See, Eileen's up there. Eileen.
What's up, Eileen? Can Punk ever stay healthy?
No. It's the end of story. I mean, did he get hurt in AEW too? Didn't he hurt his pec muscle? Did he tear it in AEW too?
Ankle. Was it an ankle in AEW maybe? Or
I thought it was a torn. I thought it was a torn pec, wasn't it?
It could have been. It could have been. I'm not sure. I'm not an AEW guy. I don't watch it.
Okay.
Much.
I mean, neither am I. But I heard that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah. It could have been. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, now that he's on the shelf for what 4 to 6 months, I would think, right? That's about right. Yeah. I'll tell you, it's a shame because that Mania match between Seth and Punk was what people really wanted to see, and now we're not going to see that with both of them being on the shelf. So what are they going to do? That's my question.
It'll be tough. I think though when it comes back, I think it'll be probably the biggest PLE viewed in recent years though. Because we thought we were going to get it in Philadelphia, and then all of a sudden, I think it'll be one of the biggest pay-per-view or premium live events we'll have in years past. Honestly,
I agree. Definitely.
Speaking of AJ Lee, if you all didn't already speak on her while we were gone because of our signal, do you all think I keep waiting for her to come back? What's your all's opinion on that? Do you think she's going to show up?
Go ahead.
I don't.
No.
I feel like that there's so much talent in the women's locker room in WWE, and honestly, like they just done kind of the same thing with Trish and Lita not that long ago,
right?
And gave Trish a pretty good push, or not really even a push, but just brought her back and put her back on top there for a little bit. I don't feel like that AJ Lee had the same star power as Trish and Lita, so I don't know what you really do with her. I mean, that's just me. I don't know.
Gotcha. Personally, me, I think she will come back. I think with Punk on the shelf now, but him coming back, and I think she would be perfect for the women's division. To be honest with you, I mean, we know Charlotte's on the shelf right now, so she'll be back. Who knows when she's coming back? And I was surprised. I thought maybe Sasha Banks was going to show up at the Rumble. Which I was because I knew she was in Tampa. Saturday? I heard Friday or Saturday, and I thought maybe she'd be there too. But that was kind of like up in the air. But with AJ Lee, I think that'd be great if she came back. It would only make the women's division even stronger if you think about it.
I've always liked AJ Lee, but
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest with you. I think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of ring rust, I guess, or has she been working out? I don't know. If you guys know more than I do, let me know.
There was a video of them training together. CM Punk and AJ.
Okay.
The promoter in me just struck though. Like I'm sitting here thinking, I'm listening to what you're saying, and you're like, she'd be great for the women's division. You're not wrong. And I think about what I said, but then I thought, wow, CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and the man Becky Lynch.
And Becky.
And then I got super excited all of a sudden. So now I want her to come back. I think that you talk about an explosion of viewership. That's where it's at right there. You put those two who don't like each other, and then their wives involved with it, who are two, great wrestlers. That writes itself.
Sure. I mean,
so
I think people would definitely buy into it and watch it because it's definitely, like you said, you get the man AJ. It's just two good wrestlers. And like I said, I'm happy for Charlotte, to be honest with you, because now that Andrade's back, you know, that's huge for her. I mean, now she doesn't have to choose, like, you know, be on the shelf between going to AEW and staying WWE. And I kept hearing that Andrade, not to bring this up, but I heard Andrade, he wasn't happy over there in AEW. That's why he came back.
Yeah, I'd read that too.
Yeah.
Well, there's the promoter in me again. Let's book the triple threat now. Andrade and Charlotte.
There you go. There you go. You're set.
That is whenever Charlotte's cleared to come back, they're saying she won't even make Mania.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard. I actually saw a video. I think it was this morning. I saw it. She was warming Andre, like getting warm up. I saw the knee brace on her knee. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look good at all. She's out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not good.
It's a tough injury.
Yeah. Well, what's with all these injuries? I mean, Charlotte's down. Now CM Punk's down. You know, Rollins is down. Man, bad timing. You know.
No, it's like they just keep dropping off.
Business. It's the nature of business, though, man. I honestly, I was in a match yesterday, and I just stepped off the ring a little bit. My knee it didn't. I mean, I'm fine, but it didn't feel good. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. You never know what's going to happen in the ring, and it could be a freak accident. So it's just the nature of the beast.
Sure.
Paul says, talk about power. Jade and Bianca square off in the middle of the ring with the human bench press.
That was impressive. I have to be honest. I mean, do you guys think Jade's ready? I'm not sure if she is or not.
I think she is. Yeah, in my opinion, I think she's ready. I think she's just been waiting to be ready. I think she's there.
Okay.
From watching her yesterday.
She had a pretty good showing at Rumble. I think that, I don't know. I was never impressed. Like I said, I don't watch much AEW, but I wasn't much impressed with her at AEW. But to be honest with you, unless they came from, you know, the Performance Center or had quality training, I'm not an AEW fan. I'm sorry, I don't want to poop on them.
Neither am I.
It's not my cup. It's just not my cup of tea, man. I don't want to be rude or anything like that.
Right.
They're making a ton of money to do what I do all the time, but I respect the crap out of them. But I feel like Jade, I'd say she's ready. I just feel like that knowing Hunter or Triple H, whatever, and how his mind works for the business, and knowing how he wants everything perfection. I feel like he's just making sure that she's there, you know. He's very old school in the way he does things. I love what he's doing. So
I mean, she's been there 2 months now already, a little less than 2 months, something like that.
Yeah, and this was her first real appearance.
Yeah, and Rumble's her first appearance, and and everybody thought, like, when they signed Jade, there was, oh, Jade's coming to WWE, let's get excited. Yeah, and that's fine, that's all good, the excitement. But I thought maybe it'd be a little sooner than Rumble. I didn't think it'd be that long.
Hi, Damien. How are you?
Damien, I'm doing fine, buddy. I'm doing fine.
Damien, what's up?
Oh, he wasn't talking to me, was he? He was talking to you. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. No, I'm playing.
Paul Spencer says, I think she needs time. She had a couple missed kicks, and the opponent saved the kick and sold it.
Yeah. I think I ring rust to me. That's what I look at.
Yeah. And those are the things, too. I like to call them sprinkles. Whenever you're in the ring, I think she came trained from AEW, obviously, because she had a good showing over there, but there's always something you can learn. If you ever feel like you've learned it all in the business, there's no reason to do it anymore. Just drop down, hit a drop down and get out of the business. So I feel like the sprinkles or the fine tuning that she can get at the Performance Center is what's going to put her over the top. And those missed kicks are the things that need to put her over the top. And that's what she's going to get where she's at.
Right. But seeing her and Bianca in the ring, I thought that was great. I just did. I said, there's your WrestleMania right there.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see them go head to head. I cannot wait. I've been excited for this for a long time.
All right, ladies, I have a question for you, and I got to say this. I want your opinion on it. I know I think we talked about it in the past, but Ken, my partner on my show, on my Atomic Drop podcast show, we have been debating this for the longest time. And ladies, I need your opinion on it. Is Bianca's hair real or not? I got to know.
I think some of it is.
Okay.
It has extensions throughout the rest, because just normal hair is not going to keep falling out in the ring the way it was.
Right. We've been debating this for the longest time on our show. We can't figure it out. So what do you think, big man? I got to know. I really don't know.
I agree with him. I think some of it is, and I think it's more fake than it is real. Okay. I hate that F word. I hate the F word.
Because he's consistently thinking it's real, and I keep trying to tell him it's not, and he won't listen to me. So,
well, I mean, if you look at her other pictures on Instagram and stuff, on her everyday life, her hair is, shoulder length, and if you braid it, it definitely is not going to get longer.
No, I had to ask because it's been a topic of ours for a while on our shows, and he keeps saying it's real. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know.
Speaking of Ken, there was a grown adult hanging off of it at the Rumble.
See, I told you.
There was, but there was a grown adult holding on to the other side of it too.
Yes.
So Bianca, if you notice, Bianca always, now I know she's not going to want to jerk her hair out of her head because you always want to stop that, but you always got to watch Bianca. And I'm too observant sometimes, but she's really holding that hair to make sure it doesn't get pulled out. And it's always usually in the same spot.
Right.
Watch that too. She's not holding it in different spots. It's always in the same spot, like right where it might break off.
Right.
Sorry, Ken. I don't want to hurt your feelings there, but I think it's not there. It's not there. I hate that F word, but I don't think it's true. I think she's working us, guys. She's working us.
I think so too. I've been saying that for a while now, but those two won't listen to me. So I thought maybe if you get a different opinion from you three, they get it, better,
See, Eileen, she said it's half real.
Okay.
And Damien says, I was talking to all three of you guys. LOL. It's Tim, by the way.
Okay. Damien, what's up?
Kim Fry.
I know.
Worse if you don't hold it also. Yeah.
I agree with that. I said that. I think that obviously you're not going to let somebody pull your hair and jerk it out of your head, but it's always in the same location. It's always in the same location, and it's always she's really struggling to make sure she's counterweighting what's going on the other side so it doesn't get pulled. Whatever. Maybe it's like the Bermuda Triangle or Amelia Earhart. We'll never know. We'll never know.
True.
Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
Right. So I guess my next question is going back to Jade and Bianca. Is Jade going to be on SmackDown Raw, or do we know?
I'm curious to see which one it's going to be. I'm wondering if she's going to show up tonight.
That's what I was thinking too. I wasn't sure if Triple H would put her on SmackDown or Raw.
I think that I think she's going to be with Bianca in the beginning at least, because that's what everybody wants. I definitely think she'll make an appearance tonight. I feel like
isn't Bianca on SmackDown, right?
Is Bianca on SmackDown?
Yeah, I think she is. Is she on SmackDown? I'm pretty sure she is.
Okay. Right? Well, I think regardless, I think that Jade will make an appearance on Raw tonight. I feel like you have to at this point. She made a pretty good showing at the Rumble. Why not put her out there? And and if Punk's going to be out and you don't really want to send him out there, then you might as well do something to draw some.
Well, I did read something this earlier. I heard earlier a few hours ago. I heard that I did hear that Punk is going to be at the Rumble, but he's going to announce his injury. Like what's going on with that? So maybe he'll do what Seth did.
Okay.
Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe.
The women's Rumble, the grade for that one. I'm giving that one an A, just because I loved it.
B+ for me.
It was for the women's.
Sure.
For the women's Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
For the women's Rumble, grade. Oh shoot. I agree. Whoever said it earlier, it carried the show. It really did, because it had more. Listen, let's all be honest with ourselves. Why do we watch the Rumble? To see who's going to be there. Like you want to see who's that. Like you go back to Edge coming back when you didn't think he was going to be there. I'll be honest with you. That is a main reason I'm even in the business, is because of that Rumble.
Sure.
But we all watch it because we want to see who's there. And the biggest surprise for the men's was Sammy. I love Sammy. But that was the big. I mean, Andrade, I guess, was a surprise. But with dirt sheets, there's never big surprises anymore. But Jordynne Grace was a completely out of left field. No one saw it coming. And even though there was reports that Naomi was going to be there, She had just dropped the title to Jordan Grace. So then
I heard that. Yeah,
she's the number 2 entrant, stays forever. And then the woman she just dropped the title to in TNA shows up. I'm like, that to me right there, that was better than the men's. The only thing that even come close to it for me personally was R-Truth on the hot tag for the
that's why I loved it so much. Yeah.
That was it for me. That was the best part for me.
Okay.
Let me throw a curveball at you guys and get your all's opinion on this. I don't want to ask questions, but I want to throw this out there and see what you guys think. I wholeheartedly believe that Punk was going to win the Rumble, but I think that as it happens, audibles are called, and I think the Rumble was called for Punk. I think that the audible was called because you can see where he gets hurt. Like, and we were all there was a bunch of us watching it, and one of the guys that was with us was like, "Oh God, Punk's hurt!" just as soon as he started grabbing. So I think that the Rumble was going to be for CM, but I think the audible was called for Cody. Do you think there's any chance that happened, or you think I'm just a conspiracy theorist?
That's a great question. Because it's funny. I had a Rumble party at my house that Saturday night, and we were all, everybody in my house was like, "Oh, Punk's winning the Rumble, Punk's winning," and I was the only one that kept saying I was rooting for Cody. I wanted Cody to win, because to me, but to answer your question, I think it was for Cody to win, honestly, and I'll tell you why. Back to back. That's why I looked at it. Because when was the last time they had a person win back to back besides Stone Cold, which was what I don't even remember the year, to be honest with you. But I know Shawn did it in '95 and '96. So to me,
the one before Shawn, yeah.
Right, but to me, it was like I thought. Personally, I'm. It could have been Punk, and I'm not saying you're wrong. And that was probably the deal until the injury. But to me personally, I thought I had Cody winning the whole thing. I just stuck with it. That's just me.
And honestly, I'm the guy that's on the fence. I could be talked off either way.
No, and to answer to your point, I honestly I thought that Cody and Punk were going to be the last two in the Rumble. I mean, it was only because of that promo they did. To me, it was like, that's going to tell you right there, winner take all. So
what is it?
Kim
What's Kim saying?
Ma'am, what a great question. Do you think he was able to relay to the ref, and the ref was able to get back to him and Cody and said switch finish?
So let me give you great point, Ken. This was the reason I thought I had this conspiracy theory. Because once it had when Drew hit CM Punk with a Future Shock DDT, Punk immediately grabs his arm and he rolls. And if you watch, kind of not watch the Rumble, if you watch, a ref makes their way over to Punk in the corner, and then the ref walks away. The doctor comes up, the doctor walks away, a ref comes up, and then they're kind of relaying messages to each other, which is how it happens.
See, I don't catch that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm too observant, man. Like that's a problem. Like,
see, I would have never. You tell me this, I would have never thought that.
I become a wrestler, and it's terrible because I'm too freaking observant because I learned the business. But I see that, and I'm thinking, okay. And we all know. I mean, I hate to be this guy, but we all know the refs are communicating in the back with what's going on. So once you have a couple referees and the doctor check out Punk, and then the communication with the refs, and because there's no refs in the ring. There's absolutely no refs in the ring, and I really think that the communication could have been done there, where Punk goes and tells the communication between back and forth, doctor, referee. Punk tells him, Punk calls the audible, and then when Punk and Cody are locked up or whether they're doing, that message is delivered to Cody, and they're professionals.
Awesome.
They're professionals, and right on the fly they figure out how they're going to do it. I've done it. I've been in a match. I'm pooping all over right now, but I've done it. I've had to call audibles, and I've had to change things in the middle of or go into matches and not know what's going on. It happens. So that's why I think that, only because I saw the interaction between the referees and the doctor, and then knowing that. That's why I thought that question was more than a conspiracy theory, but I also find myself doing that at times too,
no, it's a great question, and now that you bring that up, I would, like I said, that I would have never have thought of that until you said it. Never. But like I said,
sorry.
But to me, seeing it's so weird, because now that you say that, I still think I don't know. Now that you got me thinking now. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. You got my mind going now. You do. It really does.
Now you'll be watching and going.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's gonna go back and watch and be like, "My God, Boulder was right, man." Bro,
yeah, but I'm
right,
still like, yeah, but I was on the Cody. I still was on the Cody train though. I really wanted Cody to win because so to me, no. But to go back to what I was saying, when I heard Cody say, or no, I'm sorry, when I heard Punk say, "I can't lose to Dusty Rhodes Kid," that told me right there Cody was going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, because you go back to that promo, which I think, and I've said this, and Destiny's in a group chat with me and knows that I've said this because little secret, I helped train that little turd right there. But I said this in a group chat. I told the students at our school, I was like, if you want to watch a good back and forth promo, go watch what CM Punk and Cody just did, because they've done so well. They helped each other, then they got, it was phenomenal. And I can't lose to Cody Rhodes Kid. You're right. And finishing the story, and I'm on the Cody train too. I want Cody to finish the story.
Sure.
I never was a CM Punk fan. I like him now, but I never was.
I like him in WWE. I didn't care for him in AEW. But.
Right. I didn't even like him in his first stint in WWE. But to be fair, I wasn't watching WWE on a regular basis.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't a big CM Punk guy. And then, he peed on the business and dropped the pipe bomb. And then I was even worse about him when I got into the business. I was like, you jerk face. And then I don't like AEW. So until he come back and kind of started to sway me a little bit, I was on, I wasn't a CM guy. But I feel like that Cody could have been the plan. Like I said, I could go either way. But seeing the communication and knowing what goes on in the ring, and knowing Cody or CM being a professional and saying, look, I win this, and there's no reason for me to, because I'm done. I know something's wrong. I know. Know your body,
Sure.
So something's wrong. There's no reason for me to take it away from Cody. We're the only two left. This was the plan anyways. Back to back, let him finish the story, whatever. But that's just, that was my thought, my 25 cents, because I gave away more than 10.
Now, my question is, now that Cody won the Rumble, okay, he's going to go to WrestleMania, and he's going to wrestle Roman. Where does that put Rock?
Who? Man, I don't feel like it affects him. I feel like that if Cody's going to finish the story, now that CM's out of the picture, CM Punk's out of the picture, Cody finishes that story with Seth. Seth needs to go away anyways. Not he needs to take the time off. Cody finishes that story, and you still have The Rock and Roman Reigns. I mean, I still feel like that's one night two main events that are equally great. With Cody finishing the story and The Rock coming back. This was my thoughts, and it didn't happen, but I thought this was what should have happened. Roman losing the title to Randy, to Randy.
To Randy?
Wow. To Randy in the Fatal 4-Way. And then, because it's known Roman wants to take a break. So even if Roman, because I don't think you put the title on The Rock. So Roman, my thought process was Randy wins the title, Rock and Roman for the actual head of the table, title at Mania, because it still draws. Rock can go back to Hollywood. Roman can go to Hollywood and take the time off he wants. Randy still got the title. I kind of thought that was the way they were going with it. It didn't actually end up that way, obviously, but I still think Rock and Roman can happen.
It's possible. I was just thinking because the way I said it, when Cody went up to the ring, when he won the Rumble, and he stood on the turnbuckle and he pointed to Roman. So you're thinking, great, where's that put Rock? My first question was, where's that put The Rock? Or triple threat? Are we looking what? I don't know. I mean,
I think the cool thing, I know he pointed to Roman, but finishing the story against Seth, because who trained Seth? That was Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, right? Dusty Rhodes, right?
Him. He was a main proprietor in Seth's success in NXT, and that's well documented. So I know he pointed to Roman, but if I'm Triple H and I'm looking big and jacked and everything, I think I'm the guy that books Cody and CM finishing the story against the guy that your dad loved. and then you still got Rock and Roman, and you're still selling millions and millions of everything you want at both nights. That's me. So
I can't disagree with that.
hey, can I break some news?
Sure.
News real quick? I mean, I have a group chat with our students, and we have one kid that reads every dirt sheet there is, and he just come across on my screen here and said that Kevin Owens was also hurt in their match. He broke his foot.
Oh, man.
Are you kidding?
No, I just come across my in our group chat. Destiny, you should have saw it. If she would speak, she would probably can clarify that I'm not lying. She doesn't. She won't speak anything. But yeah, Kevin Owens. Yeah, there you go. Kevin Owens has fractured his foot. So
fractured his foot. Oh no. The injuries just keep on piling up.
This is my opinion. I think that it is going to come down to Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, because in the beginning, Randy Orton said he had a score to settle with them, with the bloodline. Anyway,
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Roman and Orton, and I think The Rock is there to try to talk some sense into him. I almost feel like The Rock is not going to be the good guy that he's been. I almost think The Rock is going to come in and he's going to be a heel, and he's going to side with what's left of the bloodline and try to get the Usos back together. And then Roman Reigns is going to end up leaving because he does need time off, and he's going to be the head of them. He's going to be the head of the table. You think The Rock's going to be the head of the table of the bloodline? I think so. I'm not seeing that.
I think the only thing that I would see that very hard to do is, you think about how Rock got his start, which was with the Nation of Domination.
Right.
And since then, I mean, you can count, I guess, the Vince McMahon's corporation or whatever, but that was completely different. That wasn't a faction as factions are known to me. Since then, The Rock hasn't really needed anyone. I mean, he is the most electrifying superstar in WWE history for a reason. And that's coming from a Stone Cold guy. I love Stone Cold. He's my guy. But The Rock is The Rock. To lead like Roman did, I think it would be tough. I can see The Rock coming in as a enforcer, kind of like a Tyson, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels thing.
Yeah, well, I don't mean he's going to hold the belt. I just mean he's going to be over them.
Over the bloodline.
The way Paul Heyman is. He's going to be over that whole group. That's how I'm feeling. But I don't feel like he's going to hold a belt, because I don't think he wants to.
He's an eight-time champion at this point. I think he's done. I don't think he carries a belt, but I don't know. I find it hard for Rock to be a leader at this point. I feel like that he'll do something to win that title of head of the table.
Right.
Because he made that comment on Raw a few weeks ago where he was going to sit, whether it be a booth or so something's there. I just don't know if it's a group thing.
Right.
Maybe he repairs the bloodline to where they're all back as family, where Jay and Jimmy are back and Solo are all good. Maybe he brings Rikishi in to kind of, for lack of a better term, put him over his knee and spank their bottoms blue, to where he just brings in the whole family. He brings in the whole family, the Noe family, to kind of bring him back around. And then Roman's just like poof, he's gone, and he's doing his Hollywood thing. I could see that, but on a weekly or bi-weekly or a monthly thing where The Rock comes in and he's the leader, I don't know. I'd be shocked.
Let's put this in perspective here. If we're going to WrestleMania, maybe we'll see Cody and Roman again, which is fine. Is there any chance that we see Roman and Rock at SummerSlam? Just not bring it up.
Ooh. Where is SummerSlam this year?
I don't know for sure. Gotta look. I might, because I thought maybe they would postpone that WrestleMania deal with Rock and Roman to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it depends on where it's at, but I think I could definitely see that happening as well. I think that's it. SummerSlam's the biggest party of the summer. That's how they do it.
Absolutely.
I think it's definitely big. It's big enough. SummerSlam is a big enough PLE to do it. Yeah, I think it really depends. I would hope SummerSlam would be somewhere like Miami. I know they were just in Tampa Bay, but where were they Saturday? Was it Tampa Bay?
Tampa. They were in Tampa.
Yeah. So, and if they're in Miami, if they're in Jacksonville, somewhere like that, I could definitely see it being the main. That has to be.
Sure.
Maybe even in Los Angeles, because Rock set up camp there basically since he started doing his movies and stuff.
Right.
I feel like you can do it there. SummerSlam would be a good one. I feel like that would be good. I think it would be good.
Apparently,
SummerSlam's in
SummerSlam's in Germany.
Okay. Okay. I still see it. SummerSlam's big enough. I still can see it being a thing. Good call.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I can see them doing that. I mean,
Ken Fry, there are rumors of a few Samoans making their way up the ranks. Could see a bloodline civil war.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ken. Now, you know what? I kind of want to fire Triple H and just start booking it now because I feel like the promoter inside of me is building it all up here. And Cindy and Destiny knows what I'm talking about. They know how
The booker inside you's coming out.
Oh, it's killing me, man. Like, I want to book WWE now. So many things just went through my head. Yeah. I'm resigning from FTC, guys. I'm sorry. I'm resigning from FTC. I'm going to go try to work for WWE. I'm out.
How long have you been at the FTC?
I've only been in the business overall for 3 years. That's it.
Oh, wow.
I started. I've loved wrestling my whole life, but I started wrestling at 39. I'm 42 now, and in about the last 12 months, I've been given some creative booking juices from the owner of FTC, and he's been letting me do some things, and so that's why I hear these things. Like I say, the booker inside of me is like, oh, I want to do that. I want to put stuff together. So, and these girls know that how
wow
about my shows.
Fantastic booker, fantastic. I mean, I might be a little biased, but
his head's spinning out. He wants to book matches left and right now.
Listen, I'm in my work car. I should probably get over to my big truck so my head will fit in it now. I'm just get out this little car. And get there. They have to say that to me though, man, because I've been in Destiny's training, and I've been training Cindy to be an announcer. So
there you go.
They have to suck up to me a little bit.
Not honestly, going back to the Punk thing though, I could see Punk doing commentating at WrestleMania. I think that'd be actually pretty good for him.
I agree.
Real good.
Completely. Or a host.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody always have a host. I mean,
yeah, normally
just spitballing stuff out there. I don't know.
Hey, Miz did it a couple years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're in Philadelphia. I mean, isn't Punk
15 minutes from my house?
Yeah. Well, I'm going. I mean, we're not far.
Are you going?
Yeah, we're in. Yeah, like I said, I'm in Ironton, so we're gonna make the trip. I think a bunch of us. So
nice.
Yeah,
I went
to Dallas to see Stone Cold. I'll definitely go to Philadelphia.
Nice. I'm actually hitting NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. I'm not going to Mania.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm. I've never been NXT. Never been NXT, so I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't either, but I want to.
What we got here? What's this? I can't read it.
Rox booked me a rematch with the boxing champ.
Hey, listen, you got it, buddy. You got it. We dabble in MMA as well at our school, so we can do it. We can do about whatever you want.
So was I the only one that was okay? I've got two things. Number one, expecting to see Hogan or expecting to see Hogan pop up at WrestleMania or something.
Possibly.
I just kept waiting to hear his music.
Because he cut that promo. Promo on Raw. So yeah, I don't know. It was for his anniversary though. I feel like that he had to say something.
Right.
Hulkamania will live forever, whether you love it or hate it. Hulkamania will live forever.
And I think that was the main reason that I was thinking that he would just show up to make an appearance or something. Yeah.
Right. Oh, Hulkamania will live. Yeah. It never dies.
And number two, I got made fun of once again for when Pat McAfee came out. I lost my mind.
I don't care. Is it Destiny? Is it Destiny's making fun of you for Pat McAfee?
No.
Okay, good. Old girl's gonna be running cone drill until she puked tomorrow then. Because I love Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he's good.
It wasn't me, I promise.
There's
I'll
nothing
my mind
Pat
every
McAfee
time.
can't do. Yes, there's nothing the man can't do. There's nothing. I have reached out to him to be on my podcast a number of times. Too. I mean, and I'm reaching. I know I'm reaching. It's not going to happen.
I mean,
I've reached out to him a number of times.
Now that you brought up Pat McAfee, which was actually a good topic, actually, do you guys feel that Pat McAfee being in the Royal Rumble was a waste of spot?
I don't.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I know you guys, me and Cindy, it's going to be tough. I feel like it depends on what aspect you look at it as.
I mean, you could have brought in an NXT guy. You could have brought in for the roster, but you brought in Pat McAfee for what? For what reason?
You could. I feel like it depends on who you're asking, man. If you're asking the fans, it wasn't a wasted spot because Pat McAfee does no wrong.
Okay.
Pat was awesome. He does everything great. If you're asking the booker, and probably, I think he done just enough. I think he done just as good on the commentary, especially messing with Corey Graves, as he done in the 60 seconds he was in the ring or whatever it was. But let me ask you this. Let me counter you with this. Who do you put in a spot? Because Andrade was the biggest surprise. Like, I feel like if you're not going to bring in someone else to be a surprise, who is it? Because it's not an NXT guy.
True.
Carmelo.
No, I'm just trying to think. Anybody. I wouldn't have cared who it was. I mean, but I mean, I'm talking about just a wrestler because Pat McAfee doesn't wrestle. I mean, yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying. I mean, he's as great as he is. I just,
Yeah, well, you're right. He doesn't wrestle. He's not a wrestler by definition of what the other guys were in the ring. I do feel like Pat McAfee could wrestle anybody he wanted. I think McAfee could wrestle a garbage bag and make it look great. That's just how I feel about him.
Me too.
But I feel like that if they had someone that could have matched his charisma or his ability to get the fans off their hind ends, then sure, it was a wasted spot. But if it's just going to be another NXT guy, because you had Carmelo, Hayes, and Braun in there already, and who do you put in his spot?
Well, you could have put it. You could put it Baron Corbin. I wouldn't mind that.
It's played out. Baron's played out.
Okay.
I mean, he's played out.
What about the money guy?
I don't know who you're talking about. Money guy.
The guy in NXT. He played kind of like the $1 Million Man type deal at one point.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Now, if they would have brought MJF,
that would have been. Yes.
MJF comes to WWE. Yeah, listen. MJF shows up in WWE TV. You might as well just cancel it.
He's injured though. He's hurt. I heard he's hurt.
Yeah, he is hurt. I've heard that too. I feel like that. I don't know. I feel like it needed to be someone that the fans would have went as crazy about as they did Pat, but could have had a good showing in the ring.
Right.
So,
I mean, I think he wasted this spot with Omos, to be honest with you.
1000% agree. And I like Omos, but I agree with that completely too. I don't know, but Pat was, but you think about it though, you always have the comic relief. R-Truth is always the comic relief.
True.
Because he kills that spot. But you always have someone, like you remember years ago, Santino Marella rolls in, gets out. He's like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I know this was
well. Mick came in at three positions too. If you think about it.
Yeah, and I know this wasn't planned, but you got Titus O'Neil who takes a drink fall and slides into
that was great. That was great. Yeah.
But I mean, there's always something. But I think it really depends. It's a great question. I think it's an awesome question. I think there's a yes and a no to it. I just think it really depends. They bring somebody great in to replace him. It was a wasted spot. Since if there was just going to be an NXT guy, they got my vote. It's Pat all day.
But and there was a rumor that I did hear that actually they were thinking about bringing in X-Pac for the Rumble.
I heard that too. You see that now? If it was X-Pac, that would have been a wasted spot. Yes, that would have been a wasted spot. If you
true
McAfee over X-Pac, terrible idea. But if it's anybody else, that's not in the Hall of Fame or someone people just love to see, then it's a waste. I mean, it was done right.
No, I was just a question because personally, I think the two wasted spots, in my opinion, were definitely Pat McAfee and Omos. That was just
definitely agree with Omos.
It would have been fantastic if they would have brought Rhea in like China from years ago.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And Nia just done that a couple years ago. Didn't Nia Jax do that a couple years ago? Didn't she go in?
I think she did. Yeah.
I think Nia just done that. I agree that Rhea would have been really fun there. I think fantasy booking here. I think it'd been funny to have R-Truth come out and with Damien's briefcase and try to cash it in during the Rumble. I listen. I think that would have been funny, but
Paul said, "I was hoping R-Truth never went off the tightrope and was left with CM Punk and Rhodes, and as they're both off the top, R-Truth pushes them out and wins. That's out of the box right there."
Oh, definitely.
That is
definitely.
R-Truth winning it and then having a WrestleMania match and then Damien still be holding his briefcase and still hasn't cashed in, even though he's attempted a couple times. That would have been awesome. That'd have been awesome.
Yep.
Chris, I don't want to pronounce your last name wrong, but he says Sami Z at 30. Why?
Why not?
Because they didn't have anybody else. that was the big surprise.
Who you going to put at 30? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's predictable.
Go ahead. What do we think of the Reigns versus Knight versus Orton and Styles?
I
got bored. I don't know why.
It wasn't that I was bored about it. I just think we knew that Roman wasn't going to lose. That was the outcome of the match itself. I think the match itself was good. I thought AJ was awesome. I mean, he's just, to me, I love AJ Styles. I am a fan. But to me, I think we knew the outcome before it even started. So what was the point of the match? That's just me.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree completely. I feel like that. I wasn't bored with the match, and I hated that we knew the outcome. Match wise, quality wise, it was better than the men's rumble.
I agree.
For me, match wise.
I thought the best match of the night was if that was one of the questions you're going to ask tonight. Personally, I thought it was Owens and Logan Paul. But that's just me.
Great match. You're not wrong. I think it was the best match of the night, followed by the women's, and then that match, and then the men's rumble.
Right.
But yeah, I think the match was good. I think it was put together really well. I think all of them got what they needed to get in the match. I would like to see more of a bloodline involvement to help Roman. I know there was something there, but it's kind of been the thing. It's it's kind of
Solo's been saving his butt so many times. It's like you just know it's happening, you know?
Right. And I mean, but if we're gonna be predictable as having Romans win the title, why not throw that out there? You know, I don't know. I think it might have been a cool spot to introduce another bloodline member, because I know that is it Jacob Fatu that is climbing the ranks, that is right there. If he was close to, even if you don't put him in anything from going on out, you maybe throw him out there, and people are shocked that there's another member of the bloodline. Right. I don't know. I just I feel like it was okay, but I agree with you, man. It was predictable. I'm done.
It was definitely predictable, but the match itself was good, though. I really thought it was good. I mean, the way AJ coming there, he's taking chair shots to everybody. Yeah, and then Randy was doing his thing. Yeah, and me, I love LA Knight. I'm a big LA Knight fan. Of course, yeah. But yeah, I love it. How could you not love him? But when is his chance going to come? Because he had Roman done a crown jewel and they still lost that. But you knew Roman wasn't going to lose it. But it was just the fact that, I mean, LA Knight at crown jewel was great. I thought, even building up to LA Knight to crown jewel was great.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting ready to say. Do you all think he's ever going to get his chance? Because it seems like it's been dragging out for so long that the story's starting to get boring. It's like, what's next?
I hope he gets his chance. I think he deserves it.
I do too, and I guess it's just irritating me when I sit and watch somebody. I mean, get the crowd going the way he does. Everybody's behind him, but it's like he's not getting anywhere.
Right.
Yeah. I think that I don't think he was going to get his chance until Saturday. But seeing how everybody's taking these injury vacations, he might get his chance now.
He just might now.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to.
So.
I don't think if you're going to I don't think you're going to go out and get CM Punk, and I don't feel like that you're going to say, okay, Randy, it's time to come back. If you're going to give a guy like LA Knight the shot, when you've got Cody Rhodes, you've got Roman Reigns, you're looking at The Rock. There's just
don't forget about Drew. Put Drew in there too.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, there's so many people there. I don't think that LA gets the chance, but now we're talking about Kevin Owens' injury. We're talking about Seth Rollins. We're talking about CM Punk, and Roman kind of want to take his break. I think now he gets that chance.
The door opens up for LA Knight. Sure. Yeah.
And that happens. You think about how Stone Cold Steve Austin was born because of the curtain call. I mean, I don't know how familiar you guys are all with that, but Stone Cold Steve Austin might not even been a thing had Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and the Outsiders not done their thing in Madison Square Garden and it break kayfabe all those years ago, because Hunter was scheduled to win that King of the Ring, and Vince was like, "Hell with that! No, it ain't happening."
Yeah.
So now Stone Cold was born because of that. So things happen like that, unfortunately. Not for Stone Cold thing. For me, it wasn't unfortunate because it raised me to be the person I am now. Stone Cold did, but things like that, unfortunately, with the injuries happen. So he might get his chance. I feel like he will. He might now.
Real quick, do you guys think with Vince being out of the picture and every McMahon's being out of the picture with Triple H, do you think it's been better, or do you think it's?
I think it's been better personally, but I've never cared for Vince McMahon as long as I've been watching wrestling. And real quick, Ken Fried, don't spoil it for us. We have to go back and watch it. He said, "How good
yeah,
is
buddy? we got jobs to do here, man. Quit giving it all away, man." Jeez.
Oh, see now. No, look at this. I love CM Punk. Now I'm sad. I'm not reading any more comments.
I don't know who's posting. Stop. Just kidding.
Hey, at least they're watching us in the show at the same time, so I'm good.
Thank you. I feel like all of a sudden we're Raw and WCW from back in the Monday Night Wars.
There you go.
We're the WC. I feel like we're the WCW there. But we'll take it though, right? I feel like I agree with Cindy. I think it's been better. I'm never going to poop on Vince. I don't.
No.
Based on, and I'm not speaking on any allegations currently. Obviously, no one condones anything that potentially allegedly happened. But I was raised in the Attitude Era, which I know
I was too.
I mean, I was before then.
I was actually way before that. I was raised back into Luger Flair days,
Well, I get it, but I didn't really start watching it. I didn't really start getting into it until Stone Cold won that King of the Ring, and then I watched it, but I didn't like dive head first into it like I did when Stone Cold took over. And be that as it may, whatever Vince is, whoever he is, he gave us modern wrestling. His booking was way better then than it was now. Obviously, he really fell off, and kudos to Triple H for doing what he's doing to save it.
I think Hunter's doing a heck of a job. I really do. I can't put. I mean, I think when Hunter took over and with Shawn helping him in NXT, I think it's just been 10 times better than what Vince was doing. And I can't. Everybody's like, Vince has got to go. Vince has got to go. And I guess I was the last one to hang on to Vince as long as I could. But now that I see that what Hunter's doing and he's changing things around, it's been nothing but better.
I agree.
I mean, think about it. I mean, you got Punk come back. I mean, the names from AEW are jumping up ship and coming to WWE. Which is great. I mean, I don't know how many we're going to do that, but to me, I think it's awesome. I really do.
I think it's going to happen a lot more than it isn't, because Vince is definitely gone now, and it's terrible that one man would ruin people wanting to be with the WWE that much. Right. He was the WWE. I know he's a face WWE, and I just put him over, but I put him over for his past, not his current, and definitely dang sure not his future.
Right.
But I think it's just sad when one person like that ruins letting people come in, because I feel like if Triple H was in charge of people, we still have Christian, we still have Edge, we'd still have, we might even still have Adam Cole and the people that are over there that are making AEW tolerable for people like me, which, like I said, I don't watch it, but without that stuff that come from WWE, I don't know that AEW would still be around. MJF jumped ship. They might as well just pull the plug. But
look out. He might.
Yeah. I hope he does. I have longed for an MJF Miz feud, and I mean longed for an MJF Miz feud, and even an MJF LA Knight feud, because of how well they
would be good too. Sure,
yeah. So
I totally agree. Totally.
So, what do we think about I know you all said you enjoyed the fatal 4-way. Great on that. I'm gonna give it an A. I enjoyed the wrestling. I guess I got bored because I knew it was going to happen, like we were talking. So.
Personally, me, I give it a B. I give it a B plus, because the only reason I give it a B plus is because we knew the outcome. If we didn't know the outcome, I would have gave it an A. Because we all knew, I'm tired. I mean, I'm not tired of Roman, but I'm getting. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I miss Big Dog Roman more than I like Tribal Chief Roman.
Yes. And
yeah, I agree. He took the grader out of my mouth. I was going to B+ too, but I think it's because we all knew what was going to happen. Match quality, phenomenal. I mean, that's
no doubt.
It's an A+ match quality, but then the predictability of it takes it way down. Not way down, but down to a B+ for me. Having Randy though back, and having Randy back, and I mean that how it comes out. Having Randy back is awesome.
Randy
back, I love it. So,
bro,
I miss Bro. Is Bro ever coming back? Is my question.
He's busy. He ain't coming back to WWE, but he is busy. Got a lot going on.
I don't look for him to be back in WWE. Not anytime soon.
You don't think we'll ever see the Rock and Bro and Randy connection again?
Not anytime soon.
I don't think.
I would love to see it. I loved it. I was a fan of that big time.
I was an RK Bro. I liked RK Bro. I did.
RK Bro, loved RK Bro.
I did too. 1000%. I did too. Yeah.
Logan Paul and Kevin Owens.
A+.
Match of the night.
A+.
Sick as that makes me say that. I don't hate Logan Paul.
I can't. I'm not a fan, but he's so good though.
Gifted. He's so gifted. I mean,
you all. I love Logan Paul.
Oh, I'm not saying. I mean, his talent is great, and he's a big social media guy. I get that, but to me, I love KO. I just want KO to win so bad.
I love KO because I look like KO. No, I don't really look like KO, but I'm built like KO. I'm built like KO though. I am built like KO. But the match itself with A+. I'm not gonna poop on Logan. I've not ever pooped on him. He's so athletic. He's so good, and he's got the right people underneath him. I know Sean's worked with him a ton. So he may be the greatest showman of all time.
Of course, HBK.
Yeah. So he's got it. He's got it. And KO, a guy that started in the same way that I did at the Indies, drawing 15 people one show and 200 the next, or 15, whatever. And from Kevin Steen to, by God, Kevin Owens, man, you can't have nothing but respect for that guy. Him and Sammy both. Match of the night for me. Match of the night. And the finish for me was so independent wrestling that I popped. I come out of my recliner, and you girls know the green recliner at the school, how hard it is to get out of that stupid thing. But I come out of that thing like oh my gosh. It was so independent driven. It was so good. Like, I don't know. Like, you see that on every independent show in 100 miles from here. I mean, you will. I'm not gonna lie to you. We done it on a student show last year at our school. Almost the same thing. A variation of putting it under your arm. When the referee raises the arm, it falls out. There's so many variations of what they did, but it was so independent, but it was so good.
Right.
Because you wanted him to get knocked out with them freaking those brass knuckles. And KO did it because he's the guy that'll do it.
Sure.
You wanted it. And then when he got caught, you're like, no. Okay, at least he got hit with him.
Yeah.
It was just to be A+. All the way.
A+.
Loved it.
Definitely.
I agree.
Match of the night.
Definitely.
Match of the night.
And I know we talked about the men's rumble, but what's your grade?
Me, I'll go B+ again.
Men's rumble, you said? C at best. C at best. I mean, it was mediocre. It was.
I give it a B+ because of truth.
I'm giving it a C because of truth. That's what I was going to say. Truth was the only thing to say. Without our truth in that rumble, it might have been the worst rumble I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think Benoit winning was the worst rumble I've ever seen.
For me, I don't know that I've seen that one, but I'm saying the one that I've actually physically sat down and watched,
right,
bell to bell, it might have been the worst one for me had our truth not been there. to save it. I said two people when we were watching the Rumble. I said there's two people that are national treasures, and we need to spend all of our defense money saving them and keeping them safe. And that's Pat McAfee and R-Truth. If there's any reason that we're not protecting those two guys like they're the president of the United States, then we're doing wrong. Because I love them. So.
I like how they started it with Jay and Jimmy though. I did like that part, but I didn't feel like enough happened with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just kind of. And Shinsuke, I'm not a huge Shinsuke fan, but I like watching him in the ring.
I like Nakamura. I'm a fan. He's good.
And I was like,
he's really good.
It was almost like he got lost in the match.
Oh.
You know, like he didn't. I don't know. It was. Just
I can
weird.
see that. I can see that. I'm a fan of Shinsuke if Pat McAfee's announcing.
There you go.
That's when I'm a Shinsuke fan. And I don't want to see crap about what Shinsuke's doing. I want to see Pat McAfee while Shinsuke's coming in the ring.
Yes.
Right.
I've got a video on my phone from Dallas when Shinsuke and I'm in the stands in AT&T Stadium. Shinsuke's coming down for his WrestleMania moment, and my phone is over here on Pat McAfee on the announcer's table. I don't give a crap what's going on with Shinsuke. I'm focused on Pat McAfee and just popping like it was crazy. It was so good.
Okay.
I love too. During the Rumble, Pat McAfee moment, R-Truth, and Braun Breaker. I loved seeing him shine.
I thought Braun Breaker was awesome. He was just, I mean, my man was pumped up. He had it going on. I mean, he was just like,
he was great.
He eliminated some guy. I mean, he was eliminating everybody and just doing his thing, you know. But I was excited about it. Breaker, and especially with R-Truth, I thought that was great.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jordan Grace, R-Truth, and just the KO Paul match made the whole show for me. Jordan Grace and Naomi, because there is no entrance.
Is she officially back?
I don't know. I don't know if she is or not. I hope so. I guess if we're on here long enough, we'll find out with everybody spoiling it for us. But
right.
I'm ready to get up out of here and go.
Yeah,
right. So
I think it's time to cut this off.
Yeah. So if there's no song on the planet that gets me more hype when I hear it, other than the glass crashing, obviously with Stone Cold,
of course,
than Naomi's entrance music. Wow. Naomi's entrance music makes me want to run through a brick wall and then pull that brick wall down on other people. I'm telling you, like if that was my entrance music, y'all, oh my gosh, boys, I'm telling you, it would be great. I have a custom song that me and my tag team partner use that was written by my boy Yellow Man, who's phenomenal. But for my actual one-on-one music, I have Volbeat, a Warriors Call, and it gets me jacked. But Naomi's music, I'll do it. I mean, if she'd let me use it, I'd use it. I would use it. It'd be great.
Gotta ask her.
You don't think I'm above it? You don't think I'm above it? I have messaged people for my podcast. I messaged Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Amber Thiessen for my podcast. It's a wrestling podcast, but
right,
it's Kelly Kapowski, man. You understand why?
Bro, I get it. I get it completely.
Right? Come on. Bring Zach. I don't care. Bring Zach Morris, Slater. Bring the whole crew. I don't care.
Kelly Kapowski. Wow.
Slater was a wrestler. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll message anybody.
Slater's doing game shows now. What's up with that? I know. Did he have his own? He had his own radio show for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not above reaching out to anybody. I don't give a crap if they're wrestling or not. I'll reach out to you.
Well, they can do charge you $400, right?
Yeah, that's all they're gonna say is I'm gonna need $1,000 to see you do your show, and I'm like, well.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to not come to my show then, because I'm not paying.
I tell you what,
I don't know.
If Pat McAfee responds and tells me he wants $1,000, you watch and see what I sell, and I'll be like, Brock, do you want to go joint? Do you want to do this thing together? Let's see.
Don't laugh, Destiny. She might be selling you to get Pat McAfee on the show.
Yeah,
too hard, girl.
Possibility.
I don't know. He said yes. It might be. I'm just kidding. Wow.
Corey and Eileen, guys, we're missing a good Rumble or a good Raw here. So.
Well.
Yeah.
It happens.
We'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
While we're talking about it, thank you, Rebel Cloth, for sponsoring Keep It Real podcast. And who else do they sponsor?
Hitting the Ropes with Brock's Boulder.
Yes.
Hey.
And we want to thank Monkey Cult Coffee. They have bourbon, chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Sumatran blend, newest blend, organic blend. And I can't read that word, but there's promo code out of the TBS Sports at monkeycultcoffee.com. The evolution of flavor-infused coffee.
And if you're in any criminal law or accident-wise, you want to call my man Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. He's got 3 offices, one in Philadelphia, one in Cherry Hill, and one in the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So if you're ever in a bind and you need somebody to call AKA my man Jason Fine at 1-800-HURT-123. There you go.
Thank you guys so much. It's always fun. We'll have to do this more often.
Absolutely. I enjoy. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. It's always a good time.
I would appreciate you guys for having me on. I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do it again. And this is Cindy and Destiny Keep It Real podcast with Brock's Boulder and the Showstopper. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
All right. Later.
See ya.